couldn't tell the exact location of the house. We were in the van for approximately 20 minutes.
The first night is always the most difficult.
To see her is to believe her. Of course, that's how these cons work.
You see, the anchor is the sign of a traveler, and the number 54 refers to where I come from. 2054. Your future.
Well, what if she is?
From the future? No one is from the future.
Can you hear the sound of my voice? Don't go see this movie. Hello.
That should have been the trailer.
Hello out there. Are you listening? Wait, no, you. Yeah, you in the hipster glasses. Turn around. I don't care what your girlfriend says. This movie is stupid.
Yeah. You looking at hipfilms.com. Yeah, stop.
Yeah, I know. You see, South by Southwest and Sundance Film Festival on it. I gotta go see it.
Got to. Yeah.
Okay, this will be the movie that may break you from that.
Yeah.
Well, I love IndieWire called it. It was named among the top indie films at festivals. What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that even mean?
I mean, shit.
I've been to some of the best film festivals, and that was one that showed there.
Yeah, I know.
Well, if you notice on like DVDs, they always do that thing like they have the little cans, like a leaf thing, but they use it for every festival.
Yeah.
And it's always small print, but you have to read it because those things are not usually awards. They usually say official selection.
Yes.
Which just means it played at a festival.
That's it. But the thing
Doesn't
is, you're
mean
so
shit.
dumbasses like myself sometimes look at that and go, "Oh, it won something. I need to see it."
I don't know if this will end up winning something. I don't think it has. But
I can win the Soul Bullshit Award.
It's probably the only title they can fucking remember from those film festivals because it's like, sound of my voice,
It's a weird little story, and with very few really dialogue characters in it, as it were. I mean, there are supporting casts that don't have much to do.
Sure,
there's
true.
really only 3 primary characters in this film. There's a guy and a girl who are engaged, or are they married? Did they say they're married?
They seem like they're just living together.
Okay,
They're
they're living together.
Yeah.
But they want to be investigative reporters. And there's a little film bit we get to see a flashback, so we know, she was a rich debutante who went the tough way through drugs.
She was a little Lindsay Lohan.
But now she's, even though still impressionable, she's like trying to get serious. And I don't even remember what the guy's story was. It was so
He had none.
banal.
Yeah, he didn't really have any.
No.
I mean, they allude to something later on in the film, but he didn't have a story. He was just a hipster who was like, he's one of these typical hipsters who's like, I want to make a mark by, I want to do something, I want to get into something that's kind of creepy and cool. And I'll be the guy who exposes it and brings it to the world. I'll be the guy who discovered this thing that people actually already knew about. Like, you didn't discover shit.
I'm going to be like that Spurlock motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, what they find out about is a cult in L.A. Oh, shocker!
Right.
That's really secretive and hard to get into. But they go through some process that we never see that takes time, where they finally get accepted in. The beginning of the film is them being led blindfolded to like one place, and then showered and scrubbed and like made clean, and finally brought into the inner sanctum, which is just someone's den,
a basement.
After they do the patty cake handshake.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like something out of House Party with Kid and Play. They did everything but knock their boots together.
Something out of kindergarten. That's
Exactly. Yeah, and as elaborate as little girls will get with those things.
Yeah.
It's like, really? That's enough handshake. Sit down now?
I get it.
But where it turns out this cult is a bunch of people following Britt Marling, who you might remember from Another Earth. She's a writer, co-director, co-producer,
and she's dirty hot,
and she's really hot.
Yeah.
But here she's a woman who claims that she is from the future. It's never really explained how she got here per se. It's kind of like
she doesn't know.
She said she woke up in a pool of water,
which I would think you'd want more of an explanation than that.
Yeah. She woke up, had amnesia, wandered around the city,
and then eventually remembered that she's from the future.
Yeah.
Which you would think they would then explain, oh wait, now I remembered how I ended up time traveling, but no.
And it was because of a tattoo she had on her ankle that she got with her friends when she was in Vegas or something.
Yeah, like this guy, the guru guy, saw the tattoo and decided that she was a person from the future or something. I don't know. It's very confusing. It's supposed to be confusing because that's ultimately what this film is about. I guess talking about people having faith despite shit that should be really obvious.
All obvious evidence of that it's complete bullshit.
But she's got this group of people and she's telling them lessons like a religious leader, even though like it's why would she be a religious leader? She just, the point she's saying, the future is fucked up. I came back here to help you learn how to survive, but I was just a normal person in the future. So, well, why the fuck should we listen to you?
Yeah.
I mean,
thanks. You don't even know how you got here.
Thanks for the warning, but I don't really know why we're going to sit here in bathrobes and do everything you say. And you watch these reporters, they go through, because they get to leave and then come back, and as they're going along, they're both having their doubts about like this. They're both kind of suggestible people, and and you're wondering. The only mystery of the film is really which one of them is going to buy into this bullshit, because it just seems it's there's no way it's not. And worst of all, the film thinks it's being clever by having a little but what if it's real at the end that is so not anything mildly resembling actual evidence of any kind that you're like, that didn't show anything. So I don't know why I should feel anything except you just bored me for 2 hours.
Well, it's also like the movie's, it's actually only 87 minutes long, so it's about 90 minutes. And that means like it does this count, like it's counting to 10. So like every 10 or 9 minutes, it's 1, 2,
as if we're counting to something
3,
big,
just something big.
Happen.
And all I kept thinking was like, I think this count is counting how many times, so you can see how stupid these people are. That like here's a point where a normal person would have said, "This is bullshit, I'm leaving." Here's another point. Here's a third point. Here's a fourth. So like by the time they get to 7, you're like, I don't care about anybody here because they're all morons.
I mean,
that whole countdown felt like somebody tapping me on my shoulder. Are you going to leave yet? Are you going to leave yet? Are you going to leave yet? It's like, because the whole time you're sitting there and you feel stupid. You feel like you joined this cult. And I like wanted to tell these two people that brought me on this trip, do you realize you guys chose the boringest fucking cult in this goddamn city for once? I was like, is somebody gonna fuck around here? I mean, can we find a sex cult? Is this chick gonna get naked? Can something happen, please?
I've had 2 cults try to recruit me, and I'm like, watching this movie, I'm like, this is amateur night.
Yeah.
There is no way you would stick around for that unless you were just soft in the head, like you really just you just got done with a drug problem, and you were searching for something, anything.
I mean, there's obviously something valid to be said about the fact that cults do exist, even small ones like the Heaven's Gate cult, where people end up doing really crazy shit. There are people that suggestible, but watching this, like, the only reason that the film like this should be exist is to really show you how otherwise intelligent people, because like all those Heaven Gates people had like master's degrees, they were all like really smart people. How did they get sucked into that? This film should be showing you this is how otherwise smart people start to fall prey to like a crazy stuff like this, and it never does. You see it trying to do it, but there's never a moment that you go, that seems to make those things fall into place. I can see how an intelligent person might feel that way. Yeah. And I mean, even as someone who's, you try and go past the fact that I'm not a believer myself, and go, okay, put myself into their shoes. Like, you want to believe, you're looking for meaning. There was nothing to be found in what she said or did.
I was looking for something interesting, and I didn't find that. You know, they call this a psychological thriller, but there was nothing psychological about it, and there was nothing thrilling about it either. And I'm like, well, this is just a bunch of people sitting in a room, just kind of looking at each other, throwing up on a fucking piece of goddamn plastic.
Yeah, literally doing that.
And I'm like, and then like you realize, wow, that's all I'm getting, huh? Okay, well, let's see where this future thing is gonna go. Oh, it went absolutely nowhere. Okay, well, fuck. Can somebody send in goddamn Terminator and kill this bitch?
Were you not sitting there at one point? You had just given up, and all you were doing was praying that, like, when she finally left the compound, it was going to be because Terminator's busting in the door. And then I'd be like, "This was awesome!"
Because a movie like this, you're sitting there and you're just realizing, wow, this is like we're going past the hour mark here, and nothing is going on. This better have the biggest fucking payoff, to even say that this is a half decent movie.
Yeah.
And when it just doesn't give you that, you really feel like, man, I felt like I was fucking bamboozled with it.
You feel ripped off. Because I mean, as a cult leader, being a mysterious figure, I mean, her charisma is all in how cute she looks.
Yeah.
But like, what she's saying, it's all pretzel logic. That's not that hard to untwist. Even at one point where she has a major fuck up and somebody calls her on it, rather than like having a way to talk her way out of it, she's just like, have him executed or take him out. It's like, man, okay, this jig is up now. And what comes clear to you, like when you're talking about how nothing happens, it becomes clear that, like this guy, say if he were to get his expose, who would care?
Yeah,
exactly. It'd be
interesting.
just as fucking interesting as this movie, which it isn't.
Yeah.
And nobody would watch it. Nobody would care. Well, the only way you're going to hear about it is from us right now, and then you're going to forget about this review. But but that's the thing, though. It's like, you know what? You're right, Cyrus. There should have been something going on with as many actors as they had in this goddamn thing. There should have been going on something with them, like questioning who this person was, getting some insight, some meteor insight into these people who are wanting to get involved in this whole expose thing that they were trying to do. Because, like, at the surface level, it just seemed like, wow, all you motherfuckers need to get a job. All right? You need to get a fucking job. All right, you need to do something. I don't care if it's cutting your grass or what, but this isn't it. And I just, especially with the big reveal where she has that scene where she fucks up, where she tries to sing some song and she fucks everything up. I was like, okay, now nobody's questioning this, so I've already lost interest in just thinking, wow, all you guys are dumbasses. You're all these characters are stupid, and I just don't care anymore.
And when one of the main characters obviously starts to believe, I'm not going to say which one because somebody out there is going to be like, fuck you guys, I want to see that movie. You're like, yeah, I'm sorry, fuck that guy.
Yeah. So. Well, and also, it's like, look, it's a sparse 87 minutes that feels long, because there's not got anything going on, and then it's got the nerve to throw in extra characters. There's a subplot with a little girl, but you got James Urbaniak, Dr. Venture, as her dad, and he's there, and it's almost like they're trying to tease it, like maybe he's molesting her, but yet not
you
really.
Said that, but I didn't get that.
It was just I don't know. It was just something in the closeness, the way he was talking to her. It seemed like they were trying to set something up.
Well, there was something weird about it.
Yeah, something weird.
They wanted to throw in the feeling that there was something mysterious about that little girl in general, so that you might buy into the non-twist at the end.
But the only thing mysterious about it is that she wouldn't take off her wool cap.
Yeah, pretty much. And that she liked playing with weird black Legos.
Yes, that's right. I forgot about
that. Which
shows
that Legos are fucking awesome.
Yeah, I know. I kind of want them.
No, you're right.
It's like H.R. Giger's Legos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right.
But and then you have I guess a Department of Justice agent who flies in and inspects her hotel room for bugs.
I thought she was an assassin.
Right. That's what you think. Yeah. But I was like, wow, how does an assassin fit into all this? Unless she is a Terminator, like you were saying.
Yeah, that was what we were hoping for.
I thought she was a maid, just being very thorough.
That's the thing. It's like when she comes in and reveals herself to be somebody from the Department of Justice trying to do a sting. That should have been enough first introduction to her. But the whole introduction of her flying in to the city, getting a hotel room, expecting it for bugs.
Why did we need
what was that for?
Yeah, that's like filming me going to Miami, where I land, I'm checking in, I'm making sure nobody took a shit in the bathroom before I use it, and it's like a whole 10-15 minute scene. You're like, okay, what else? Who is this person?
My guess is just that they wanted to create doubt about who she really was once again. To say, is she really the Department of Justice? Or is she from the future and she's a bad guy? Which is, like I said, there's nothing the movie gives you. I mean, that's a cheap trick.
Yes.
It makes you go, oh, but remember wait, she didn't actually do anything. It's just the film spent time with her as if she was going to do something interesting, but she didn't.
It's like they sent a old fat black lady, Terminator, to come and take this woman out.
Cyberdyne is actually not as powerful as we think it is.
No, that's just her heavy footsteps.
Like, man, the future sucks, dude.
All right, so I don't know how much there is to say about this film except that it just doesn't work. I mean, they try and get Twilight Zone-y, or I would say more like M. Night Shyamalan-y at the end, and it's just not smart. It doesn't work. They didn't give you anywhere near enough to sell you on the what-if-ness of it. There's nothing to really like about this film except that Britt Marling is really cute. I loved her in Another Earth. I thought that was a really good movie. She did a great job writing it. This one, not so much, even though it's directed by a guy named Zat Batmanglage. He's got Batman in his name. Well, I don't want to hate on the guy.
Well, he Batmanglaged the movie.
Yeah, more like Batmangle.
Yeah. I know I'm saying his name wrong, but come on, I don't even know how you would pronounce that.
Yeah, man, there's way too many consonants in that name. Jesus.
But you know what? I'm going to give this some old bullshit. I hate to do it because she seems like one of those women who's on her way to a solid and interesting career, but this is going to be a sophomore slump of a film, really.
I don't hate to do it because I don't like the fact that it's getting all this praise based on what she's done before, or that's an indie darling. It's it's got that fucking hipster vibe going with it, and we use that word too much. But this is one of those times where it's like, no, it applies here because this movie's not that good. I mean, we've outlined so many problems with it, and just at the end, you feel ripped off. Like, wow, I sat through this. I was giving it to you guys, giving you the credit, like you're going to give me something, and even if you like kind of fucked up the ending, okay, but you just kind of had nothing. It's like, wow, that's all there was to this. And yeah, she's a cute girl, but at the same time, it's one of those things where I don't know if it's her character or her in person, her herself, but I'm like, she's one of these people like, her being attractive has allowed her to just talk. People sit and listen to her much longer than they should. Because the whole time I was like, in this cult, unless you have a hard-on for her, there's no reason to sit there. It's like, wow, chick, you're annoying. It's some old bullshit.
Yeah, no, you're right about that, because the whole time I was getting more annoyed with their character because it's like she's challenging you to fuck her. And for some reason you're like, well, I'm not really here for that, but god damn it, you sure do make it tempting, but every time I try, you act like a bitch. So, but the thing is, with her wearing the white robe, I'm just like, well, are you going to get naked at some point? Because that's the only thing that's going to save the goddamn movie for me. Please. I mean, something has to happen. Something. And nothing happened. Absolutely nothing. I thought a lot of these actors, if they're good or not, they were wasted because it's just a lot of like psychobabble and a lot of dialogue that just meant nothing. So yeah, this is some old bullshit. But the thing is, the only thing that is why it's not a fuck you is that it was competently put together. But the thing is, I don't know. I mean, it feels like, now that I think about it, it feels like it kind of deserves a fuck you. But this is more interesting, honestly, what's going on in my head. I know. Going on in this movie,
I keep going with it.
Yeah, but you know what? Hey, you know what? Yeah, fuck this movie. Yeah, fuck you, movie.
I knew we'd get there.
Yeah. Because I'm like really thinking about it. I'm like, I did not like anything about it besides the chick being hot, but that don't mean shit.
Yeah. If she got naked, then you'd be like, well, that's what I'm saying for that. But like,
then that's what the matinee.
A lot of her face getting up in the camera. Yeah. And being a bitch about it, like challenging you, like, well, why don't you want to do that? Well, why don't you tell me your story? Come on, let go. It's like, leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah. Just give me your dick. Come on, give it to me. Give me your dick right now. You know what? I don't want that. Get out of here. Like, what you just said.
It seems like this woman, with what I saw with her previous film, she would have been smart enough to know how to write a film like this, to make that character interesting and intriguing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's never anything but irritating and unlikable in the film, except for the fact that you hope that maybe you'll get a blowjob.
I need you to bring her to me.
I don't understand.
I think we should go to the police.
We don't know who these people are, what they're capable of.
Very soon, this group is going to begin its journey.
She's dangerous.
I'm willing to go all the way. How far are you going to go?
This is about Maggie. I see the way that you look at her.
Are you really jealous of that fraud?
Why not?
It's not my choice. It's yours. What are you hiding from me, Peter? We're survivors. Beyond your wildest imagination.